It's been over a week since the release of OPO7, and in this video I'll be sharing with you all the deck lists for each of the leaders that have done well all over Asia. So the deck list will include those from standard battle, flagship events, unofficial tournaments held by local shops. So let's start off with our first leader, which is Dragon. Unfortunately, we only have one Dragon deck list here, which did well at a side event. So as you can see here, the deck list revolves around the Revolutionary Army, as well as cards like Kid Killer, a really strong raid card, as well as the Monkey D Dragon. Also, we see the Rush Luffy here, and it's quite standard, a standard Revolutionary Army build. The Nico Robin here is probably just for the Rebecca's. Karasu pairs really well with Dragon, as well as this Galaxy Wing, giving a character plus 2k. So most of your characters like Ivankov, Karasu will have their effects activated. So that's all for Dragon. If you are interested, then feel free to try out similar build to this. I think this is like a standard build. Next, we are moving on to the green leader. We have Bonnie. For Bonnie, we have a couple of deck lists, and Bonnie has been doing really well actually all over Asia. So Bonnie's playstyle is a little bit more defensive. It doesn't do tempo and it doesn't rush you. It plays out the long game. So over here we have our first Bonnie deck list. This one won an unofficial local event. So you can see here they are running the Doflamingo family package as well as the Supernova package. This will be really standard as everyone is almost running similar build. So over here, this one prioritize running the Corazon compared to the 8-cost kit. And then moving on to the next list, we have something really similar but chose to run the 8-cost kit over the Corazon. And we can also see that it's running 4 10-cost Doffy. Yeah, so what's interesting about this list is it plays more blockers, like we have Monet, and we even have the 2-cost Corazon, and also these two events right here. So this deck won second place at a similar event. So next, moving on to a third deck list. This one is really interesting. It's running 4 9-cost Zoro. Whenever this deck is going up against yellow decks or even green decks, it will surely win because we have 9-cost Zoro. And this deck list, I believe, got top 4 in a flagship EX event. Yeah, and it's running the Doffy as well as the Supernova package. Next, we have deck list that got first at a local event at a card shop. And again, similar build, but this one is running Hody Jones as well as a couple of 9-cost Zoro and the Corazon. The last deck list that I have for you is a rather standard build. This deck list got first at a local event. So all the deck lists are fairly similar and they're also running the same cards. Maybe just a couple of card differences. Bonnie, really good deck, and I would want to rank it at tier 1 once Sakazuki is out of the format. So next, moving on, we have Boa Hancock. So for this, actually there's a lot more deck lists, but I was only able to get a few of them. Some of them are private or some of them are hidden behind paywalls. So whichever that is available to the public, I'll just show it to you. So firstly, we have this deck list that got 4th place at a standard bet, no, at a event, at a local event. The one where Bonnie got first, the earlier list. So this one got 4th place. Interestingly, it is not playing the 10-cost Kaido, which I feel is really strong in Boa Hancock. So next is we have one from a standard battle in Singapore. So this is the different kind of build where it is running the Sanji and Mihawk combo. I think this is really good, but it's really dependent on your deck stacking, which is why you are seeing Perona, 3-cost Doffy, and even Ace. Not a huge fan of this, but it is quite strong with the removals like Red Rock, and you can basically clear everything from 1 cost all the way to 10 cost. Okay, next we have, I believe this deck won a standard battle in Japan. So this deck is also running the Sanji engine. Not a fan of it, but as you can see here, it is also running the Pudding. 2-cost Pudding, putting in work here because you can always play her on turn 1 going second, and then during the opponent's turn you block their attack, and then during your turn bounce it back to hand to draw an additional card. So it is a really good inclusion in Boa Hancock deck. And finally, this deck won first at the Standard Battle in Japan. This is running the Shichibukai package, which you can see here is running Jinbei and Weevil. I tried this build, but the removal is not that strong. Like for example, if the opponent plays down an 8 cost kit, you might have trouble attacking into it. The 10 cost Kaido is helpful for that kit matchup, but I don't think it is that strong because you don't have events to help you clear, but instead you have to play a 10 cost character down instead. But overall, still a good deck. I just prefer not playing the 7 Warlords build. Next we have Foxy. Foxy, unfortunately, not many deck lists. It's not a good leader. But here we have a top 16 from a Thailand tournament. I believe there were a total of 150 players. So really interesting that this deck managed to get top 16. And the thing about this is playing mostly purple good stuff. We even have the Soba Mas here, Sanji, as well as the 9 cost Kaido. So really interesting list. And then next we have a list from a 3v3 event in Japan, unofficial one, and it got 3rd place. So I forgot what the other 2 members were, but it's almost similar. Yeah, it's running the Soba Mas, running the 5 cost kit, as well as Kaido. So if you're interested to try out Foxy, this is something you can try out. Next we have Lucci. I think Lucci is like the second best, or even tied with Bonnie for being the best leader in OPO 7. So this one we are looking at is running Sabo, and even Kuzan, and it's playing Enies Lobby. I think Enies Lobby is really cracked in Rob Lucci, and interestingly it's playing Brooks as well. So something for you guys to try out. And I forgot, yeah, this deck list is actually a flagship winner, as you can see from the Mihawk and Perona. Okay, next we have a second place deck list from a Standard Battle in Japan, playing 4 Enies Lobby, and as you can see the normal Gecko Moria into Rebecca combo, and we also see Helmeppo here. Surprisingly, no Hina. Okay, so next we have a second place deck list running 2 Sabo. Interestingly, I haven't tried Lucci, but I'm not sure if you have the hand cards to discard KO, because most of their stuff here KO by moving cards from your trash to the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so that is second place at an event. And then next we have a second place flagship list from Japan, fairly similar, also running 2 Brooks, but this one is running the Sabo, and we don't see any 9 cost Sabo here. So wait, is it 9 cost? 8 cost Sabo. Yeah, and yeah, of course it is running the Gecko Moria. I think every black decks now are running Gecko Moria. And then lastly we have a deck list for a 3v3 event which went 4-0. So really nice deck list here. Over here is running 2 8 cost Sabo, but it's not running the Enies Lobby. And oh yeah, here you see the Great Eruption still being played. Because as of recording this video, the ban is not effective yet, but moving forward I believe they will just remove it for this event, this 1 cost event here, which has the similar effect but minus 3 cost instead. 3 cost or 2 cost, I forgot. Okay, and then lastly for our last leader, it's Vegapunk. Unfortunately, Vegapunk, I only have 1 deck list for you. This deck list, I think it got top 4 at a Standard Battle. Yeah, so you just try to cheat out your 5 cost body early game, and then late game just let Yamato and Katakuri carry you to win the game. So overall, I think Vegapunk sits at the lowest tier out of all the new leaders. And if I were to share you my thoughts or my opinion on the tier ranking of these leaders, right, it will have to be Bonnie and Lucci at the top, followed by Hancock. Hancock would be like tier 2, and then tier 3 will be Foxy and even Dragon. Lastly will be Vegapunk. So that's all the deck lists that I can share with you as of now. If I were to find any more deck lists, I'll share it on Twitter. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this content, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also follow me on Twitter for more One Piece TCG content. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.